love my school so much. I just love the environment. I love going there every day. I love my friends talking to me, my teacher, just the relationship overall is amazing. So beginning of the school year, I definitely do band. So I love hitting drums and beating drums with my drum line and just the atmosphere of dancing and listening to music. Also making music for our school, like the football games, pep rallies, parades, just having a good time. My dad did track in high school. He also threw the shot put and discus, so I was like, I gotta fill in those shoes. Since he played football, I said, okay, I'm gonna go band. So he did track. I said, I'm gonna do track as well. Just using him as a motivation. We literally compete. He say, I got this MVP. I said, all right, well, I got this MVP as well too, and I got this. So we always just played like a one-up game on each other. I would definitely love to go to Norfolk State University and continue the same thing that I do in high school as well. So the forensics teams, track and band and many clubs, and I just want to keep that same motivation that I had in high school to carry that along to a college campus, but bigger and better. I definitely want to own my own restaurant and major in restaurant and business management. As a little girl, I always been in the kitchen, no matter if it was at my grandma's house or I was at my mom's house, I was always in the kitchen just sitting back observing. And then as I grew older, I was like, all right, I'm gonna start helping. So I'll prep the onions, I'll prep the carrots, just small stuff like that. And that also created my love for food. As I was little, they pushed dedication and saying, if you wanna do something in life, I want you to put your all into it, everything that you got inside of it, so that you can learn to grow and that thing that you're doing can make you grow as a person as well.
She was amazing. She started walking early, so we knew that there was a bit of determination in her already when she was born. She was ahead of the game for all the milestones that were set for kids her age. Walking early, starting to talk early, so we knew that she was going to be advanced. No, because of her schedule. If she doesn't have practice or she has study groups with her friends, they usually meet on the weekends, or like yesterday, they was painting at the house, getting ready for to decorate the school. And then also she works as well part-time. So she really doesn't have that much free time. No, she was always, if she would receive anything, it would be maybe a referral from the teacher for talking so much. Because she loved talking with her friends. They love having fun. Never a suspension, but it was just always a letter saying, hey, your daughter was a little bit talkative in class today. Definitely owning her own restaurant. She loves food, and I definitely see her traveling the world. I just see her out and abroad. I wouldn't be surprised if I turn on the TV and see her in a commercial about food, or a commercial, because she's very comical and hilarious. I'm just proud that she turned out the way that she did. I'm glad for the support and love from everybody, friends, family, church, that rallied behind me to help raise her.
I'm involved in a lot of activities at school. I do varsity cheerleading, varsity soccer, vice president of the National Honor Society. I work with my parents at their dental lab most days after school before soccer practice. I have a younger sister named Megan. She's a sophomore at my school. Knowing that she looks up to me a lot does put a lot of pressure on me, because I know that if I mess up, it reflects on her, and I always want to do what I think she should do in life. My favorite thing about going to high school is probably the relationships I've made with everyone. Yeah, I have a bunch of close friends. Like, I have my few select that are my best friends, but then I have this whole big collection of people who I just love to death. I mean, it's nice being able to interact with different kinds of people, hear different stories, and form new relationships with everyone. I want to go to school at Virginia Tech. Fingers crossed. I haven't heard back yet, but if I do get in, then that's where I'll go. I'm going in as a pre-med major, and hopefully I'll end up going to school again to be a physician's assistant. If I had a chance to talk to the 12-year-old version of myself, I would tell her to keep your head up and just keep going forward. It doesn't matter what anyone at school says about you, or your grades don't always reflect on how smart you are. Just believe in yourself and you'll get there.
I'm excited for her, ready to see what she's going to do next. She's got a ton of friends, a bunch of different girlfriends that are, they come in waves, just as things are going on in their lives with sports and different activities. She's got a really strong friend base group, that guys and girls, but yeah, I think they'll all be friends forever. And I had that, and I think she's got that as well. I was a cheerleader in high school, and it's fun to go back because it's the same school, and there's a whole lot that just hasn't changed. There's a lot of traditions, a lot of things that are exactly the same as they were when I were there. A lot of new stuff, so it's fun. It's fun to go back and hang out with them and watch them cheer and compete and that kind of thing. I feel like she's got a real bright future. She's super smart, determined as all get out. So I feel like she's going to get there, put her head down, and study. There hasn't been one thing she's failed at so far in her life, so I don't imagine this is going to be the first, especially since she's so excited about it and ready to go. I just tell her life's a journey. You just keep going. Just because you get to the top of the mountain doesn't mean you're done. You have to go down the other side and back up another hill. So just keep moving forward, stay strong.
Yeah, I'm afraid so, Roxy.
Oh, Fred!
Oh, Fred! What?
Nobody walks out on me.
But sweetheart.
Don't sweetheart me, you. Oh.
Well, I've been playing football since 6th grade. Now this is probably my last year doing that. Other than that, I started taking music really serious in middle school, about 7th to 8th grade. So currently trying to get a music career off the ground. And then once I got to high school, I started getting into acting and theater and all of that in A Rivers drama program. So that's what takes up all my time. And I just feel like I have a story as well. We all have a story to tell, and we all have our own way of doing it. And I would just hope that my way is unique and I can get my point across to people and entertain them. I would probably say my dad. And I think it probably comes off to him sometimes that I don't appreciate certain things when we clash, or I might disagree with him. But as far as my character, I think I've been able to take a lot of stuff from him, stuff that a lot of people don't have. Because a lot of people don't have their father, so they might not have learned things like don't put your hands on women. I try to be as honest a person as I can because he's always been honest with me. I feel like I probably lead by example. Like I said, I don't partake in drugs, any of that, but I'm not gonna go up to everybody and be like, yo, why y'all smoking weed? I'm not gonna do it. If you wanna be like me and not do it, that's cool too. I feel like you see me not doing certain things, you see the things that I do participate in, and you see where I'm at as a person. So if you feel like that's a good place, then do the things I do. If you feel like you want to be somewhere else, then don't. Well, the first thing I would do is tell them everyone that won the Super Bowl and what bets to make. I would just say, to always try to better yourself every day and not measure yourself against what anyone else is doing, not trying to say I need to be better than him or her or whatever. Just try to be better than the person you were yesterday.
I knew he was going to be a unique child just based on the way that I carried him. Everything has always got to be on his terms. I kept him in a bassinet, but I took him in every room that I went to. So when he was able to walk, he didn't need me to pick him up. He just followed me everywhere I went. Me and Jalen wound up being, because he's the last one at home, all of his brothers are so much older than him. Jalen is like, that's my road dog. We go to movies, family functions, it was always me and him. Somebody's having a wedding, me and him are going. Somebody's having this, me and him are going. We're going to go down to North Carolina for this, and it's always me and him. We just ride out. it would be Renaissance. Because nothing about him is traditional. He's not that traditional, hang out every other weekend and always in the street and you got to try to find him and, 6, 7, 8 girls. He does theater. He was a linebacker. And then he does his rap thing and he's doing his music thing. And I just think it's a really, really neat puzzle. And I look at him right now as he had all his edges together, right? And now he's starting to get the centerpieces in there and he's really starting to develop himself in the way that he wants to in his own eyes as a man, So I like, the way he's developing.
I've been dancing for 15 years. It is my whole life. I've never known anything else, but it's great. I love it. I am hopefully going to be attending VCU in the fall and studying criminal justice, hopefully to go to law school eventually, and trying for the VCU dance team. I have one older brother named Hunter. He's 21, and I have a mom and a dad that live together in my house, and I have 2 dogs, Shiloh and Callie, that I love very much, that are basically my siblings as well. I definitely can say that at Indian River, we are very strong in the fact that we're one family. And I think that's one of my proudest things about going to Indian River is that it's really opened my eyes to being inclusive to everyone and opening my eyes and being able to accept somebody for whatever they are, whoever they are. A lot of us have been going to school together for a long time. Like Antonio is one of my best friends. We've been going to school since we were little. I would tell them to take into account not only their own lives, but everyone else's. That, yes, you might feel comfortable getting in the car and driving after drinking, but there's other people's lives at stake as well. I would be extremely upset just because like, I can't imagine if I wasn't able to go through all that. I have no idea what I would say to her. I don't even think, well, of course I would have to, but I don't even think I would be able to face his mother in that situation. I love his mother. We're like really close, so.
She's a very strong young lady, and I've enjoyed watching her grow up. After I had my son and we got pregnant with Michaela, I was really happy when I found out I was having a girl because it's a total different. I love my son, but I loved having a little girl. I was always a dancer when I was younger, and when she got old enough to be in dance and showed interest in it, I guess I kind of lived my dreams through her because I got to watch her dance and do all the makeup and the costumes and all of that, so it was really nice. And I always say she takes after her dad because her dad is outspoken and she's that way, and she'll tell you how it is. The sky's the limit. I hope whatever she wants out of life, she goes after it and she gets it. She surprises me all the time with the things that she goes after. Like just recently, she did the Miss Indian River pageant. I was so proud of her. I always worry. Every time my kids leave the house, I worry. I say, don't do it. It's not worth it. Your whole life ahead of you. You do something that's that stupid, you just ruin your life and possibly others' lives. That would be terrible. I don't even know how I'd wake up the next morning.
Chesapeake 911, dispatcher Jeter. What's the address of the emergency?
It's Indian River High School.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I was driving by and I'd seen that there was looked like a head-on collision in the parking lot.
Is anybody injured?
One of the kids was not moving inside the car.
All right, we'll dispatch paramedics and police out to Indian River High School. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Oh my God! 717, 722, Engine 3, Medic 3, Battalion 1. Oh my God! Respond to Indian River High School for a motor of injuries. One subject was holding their head.
He's not waking up. What are you doing? You're drunk.
Ladies, what's going on? What's going on?
Okay, right here we got medics coming here. They're gonna come up here and they're gonna assist you, all right? Stay right here, don't move, okay? Over here, stay. Hurry up!
What's your name? Michaela? Okay. Are you injured other than your face?
I'm a dancer.
You're a dancer, so you have a hurt knee, but from the crash, anything other than your face?
I don't think so.
You're stumbling a bit, and I can kind of smell some alcohol. Have you been drinking?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. So you're driving the green car back there? Okay. What's your friend's name? Jalen? Okay. Was he wearing a seatbelt? No? Okay. All right, so what I'm going to have you do here is I'm going to have you perform a few field sobriety tests, okay? All right, I want you to follow the tip of my finger with your eyes and with only your eyes. Do not move your head, okay? Do you understand those instructions? All right, do you have any questions? No questions? All right, again, follow the tip of the finger with your eyes and only your eyes, okay? All right, you're moving your head. Remember, just move your eyes, okay? You have the right to take the preliminary breath test. You also have the right to refuse to take the preliminary breath test. Flow, 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 flow. All right, stop. Looks like it's a 0.012, okay? Do you see the 0012? All right, so a 1-2 is above the legal limit. Do me a favor and turn around real quick. Take your hands, put them behind your back. You're under arrest for suspicion of driving under the influence. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney.
She was unrestrained, passenger in the front seat. She was thrown into the back seat. She's got an unstable airway, an unstable pelvis, never regained consciousness.
3, 2, 1. Can you hear me? All right, she's unresponsive.
I don't feel a pulse. Katie, watch your feet. Yep, you're good. I'm good over here. All right.
Got an 18 in the right.
Awesome.
Yes, give a milligram of epi, stat.
You good? You need to change
Milligram of
off?
epi in and
I'm gonna need to
flush.
establish an
Cycle that for
airway.
3 minutes.
Rhythm check.
I don't have an
Okay,
organized
hold
rhythm yet.
bagging for a second.
We're gonna intubate.
Check the breath sounds.
I got ears.
Ears.
I got ears. I got ears.
Just close down.
All right, how are we with drugs? We get the epi on board?
Epi's on board. We've got a minute until we
Pupil.
check the 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. 30 seconds. to pulse check.
Pupils are unreactive.
Wake up, Naya. You hear me?
Come on, honey, you can do this.
All right, she's got a flail chest over here.
Okay.
Her pelvis is unstable.
All right, let's do a pulse check.
Pulse check.
Pulse check.
All right.
She has no rhythm on the monitor.
No
Continue
rhythm, no
continue
pulse.
CPR. She needs another round of drugs, a milligram of Epi-Stat.
Another epi.
Naya, come back.
She's got massive head injuries.
How is she to bag? She's getting difficult to bag.
Okay, I'm gonna suction the ET tube.
All right, make sure you keep on suctioning that. Yeah, I mean, she's got fractured ribs both sides, massive head injuries.
No
Ma'am,
reactive dilation and continue to keep CPR.
she looks like she's sustained massive head injuries in the accident. She's also got massive bilateral chest injuries,
We'll
which
do a
means
rhythm
both
check in
sides of her
20
chest are
seconds.
not working. We don't have
Natalie,
a
can you do
cardiac rhythm
compression
right
from your
now. We're bagging her, giving her oxygen, trying to do everything we can to bring her back. I'm so sorry.
Push a epi, continue CPR.
All right, we ready for another rhythm check?
We just did.
Okay, still asystole. All right, continue CPR. Okay, continue suctioning.
Pause for a rhythm.
Have your necklace that you gave me today.
Naya, wake up. You're too young for this.
So sorry to say that she's not responding, but we can't get her to start breathing on her own or to get her heart beating again. I'm so sorry, but we're gonna have to stop.
No.
We're gonna have to.
Come back, Naya.
I'm so sorry.
Miss Lott, is this your son? It is? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Love you, Chess.
Okay. This is your classmate, Jalen Lott, the linebacker for the football team, All-American hero. Only 18 years old, had his whole life ahead of him. Her youngest child, her baby, her Boo Bear. Yeah, she has 3 other children, but do you think that any one of them can take his place? No. Prom's coming up, isn't it? Time to party, time to get drunk. Get your drunk on. Don't care about anything in the world. This is what can happen when you decide to get into a car or drive on your own after you've been drinking and driving. He was going to go to the prom. So you know what's going to happen now? His parents have to plan for a funeral. And probably at that funeral, he's going to wear the tuxedo that he was going to wear to prom. Do you think that's fair to them? No. They're going to miss out on everything. He is not going to have the opportunity to be a father, to have kids of his own, watch them grow up and go to high school, possibly play on the football team, go to college, have grandkids. No. I was all taken away like that. I can tell you from personal experience, my family has suffered from DUI driver. My nephew was only 23 years old when he was killed by a drunk driver. Not much older than y'all. Do you think that's fair to my family? No, it's not. I'm going to tell you right now, being a police officer, the hardest thing that we have to do is we have to notify parents of the death of a child. And that is very, very hard. Do you think your parents want us to come to your house in the wee morning hours and let them know that you've been killed by a drunk driver? Call a family member. Call Uber. Call Lyft. Call a taxi. Just make that call. It is not fair to the people that love you for you to do stupid decisions by getting in a car after somebody's been drinking or after you've been drinking and you decide to drive home because I got this. I'm okay. You're not okay. Don't wind up like this. I would hate for your parents to have to come down here and identify you, saying, yep, that's my child. So again, take your long last look. Please don't wind up like this. Please, I beg you, don't.
Oyez, silence is commanded. Let Honorable John W. Brown, Judge Sir Court for the City of Chesapeake, preside. All persons having motions to make, suit standing or please prosecute, come forward and they shall be heard.
All right. You are Michaela Clark?
Yes.
All right, let's record Ms. Clark's present in the courtroom, accompanied by our attorney, David Mick.
How do you plead to this charge?
Not guilty.
All right, who's the Commonwealth's first witness?
Ashley Doherty.
I got out of the car and I tried to wake her up.
Were you able to get her to wake up?
No, no.
What happened then?
And then I ran around to the other vehicle to try to wake up Jalen.
Who's Jalen?
The boy who was killed on impact.
Both vehicles had significant damage. I did observe a black male on the hood of the green sedan who appeared to be deceased. I observed a black female in the back of the Ford who was not conscious. Her speech was slurred. She was in hysterics at times, crying. Her eyes were watery, although possibly from the crying. They were also glassy and bloodshot. Her face appeared to be flushed. She had some issues standing up. At one point I actually had her sit down on the curb because of her sway. I was concerned that she might fall over or trip backwards over the curb. Nystagmus is an involuntary jerking of the eyes as you gaze from side to side. Alcohol, as it gets into the blood, and other drugs can alter the vestibular system, which is how your eyes focus, and can or will cause that involuntary jerk because essentially your brain cannot keep up with the speed of your eyes because the alcohol has slowed it down.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth feels that it's proved the case in this matter. Both Jalen and Anaya lost their lives because of this decision by this defendant to consume alcohol. Specifically, we know that it's likely that she was drinking beer based upon her statements and what was recovered or observed by Ashley as the defendant began to get out of the car and vomit.
And then probably the hardest is her younger brother. He asks every day, is Anaya coming home?
How old is he?
He's 5.
And as his mother, how do you handle that?
I don't know what to say because I can't tell him that Anaya's not coming home. He's just thinking that she's at trap practice.
So the court today, on the 0-0 count of manslaughter, is going to sentence you to 10 years in the Virginia State Penitentiary. I'll suspend 5 of those years on terms and conditions I give to you in a moment. On the 0-1 count of manslaughter, the court will sentence you to 10 years in the Virginia State Penitentiary, and I'll suspend 5 of those years on terms and conditions. They will not run concurrently, they'll run consecutively, which means you'll serve a 10-year sentence.
Court is adjourned.